Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine and doing well. So if you are recently graduated and you are creating your CV for the first time but struggling with it, then this video is for you. This is mainly because of the fact that you might not be involved in any sort of work experience like internship or any teaching assistantships or any other sort of activity during your bachelor's degree, and that's why you do not have enough experience that you can mention in your CV, and now you do not have any idea what to do, what to write, and how to proceed with the things. So for this reason I came up with this video, and in this video I am going to tell you how to tackle this situation and how you can actually get the most out of the things you have done. Obviously I'm not saying that you will be able to create the best CV, because obviously for the best CV you need to have work experiences, but I am saying that while going through those tricks, while applying these strategies, you will be able to write a very good CV for yourselves that will land you for a potential scholarship or a job for your own self. During this video, I will be also sharing with you a template that will be helping you and giving you an idea like how you can actually format your CV based on the things you have done. During this video, I will also be sharing with you the format that you can actually follow and create your own CV. Apart from that, I also made few videos on the CV making that you need to see so that you can actually create a very good CV for your own self. But let me tell you, in my previous videos, I asked my audience to avoid some things while creating your CV. And in this video, actually, we will be doing that things because obviously you do not have a lot of experience and you need to also create your CV. So maybe some things that I didn't recommend in the past, we will be applying it during this video. So if you see that, please don't get confused, because this is how you manage things when you do not have a lot of options. So before jumping into the details, please subscribe the channel if you haven't subscribed the channel, and keep following the videos I am sharing, because this will be helping for you for your own sake. And as well as you can follow me on Instagram as well if you like. So let me tell you one thing that you can add in the CV. So don't worry, I will be sharing with you the template as well. So this is just for an idea. So the first thing that you can actually add in this CV is the professional summary. So in the past, I didn't recommend adding professional summary, but here I would ask you to add professional summary. But in the professional summary, because you haven't done a lot of works, so what you need to do is your professional summary needs to be oriented toward around the courses you took, during your bachelor's degree. So for example, you are applying for, let's say, economics degree, or economics job or economics scholarship, so you took a lot of economics courses. So you need to tell them, okay, in professionally or academically, in the field of economics where you are more inclined to, because you know that every field has different dynamics, every field has different subfields. So you need to mention your journey that you are more interested in. So for example, you can mention about the journey about the quantitative economics side. Obviously, okay, so if you had a quantitative economics side, I'm sure you would have taken an extra course, or you would have learned something out of obviously your degree, or you might have taken some sort of external course, or might have attended something of related to the conferences of the quantitative economics. So you need to share your interest, and you need to share what you think can be the best thing about you that the other person know, that the other committee know. So you need to do that. But if you have already some experiences, you can definitely share the experiences as well. Let's say the job experiences, but obviously you do not have job, that's why you are watching this video. So this is the thing that you have to keep in mind. You have to orient it towards the academic side because of the lack of experiences, and you can make it more revolving towards your courses. And in the courses, you don't say, I took quantitative economics course, I took this course. No, you actually share the overall learning in around three lines, So what your interests are, and what you want to do, and what you did. That's all you have to do. And in the quantitative economics field, so first thing is this: you can actually add a professional summary. The second thing you can actually add is the certifications or the skills you have, related to that field. Obviously, if you have the quantitative economics field, I am sure you would have done some work on data. I'm not saying you might be expert in it, right? Because, to be honest, I am a master student and I am not expert in data as well. So maybe I sometimes don't like even this field, but this is something you have learned. So you need to mention you took stata, you know stata, and maybe you might take some sort of programming course like C++, Python. You can actually mention that, and the certifications that you might have done. For example, any certifications which has some value. For example, I mentioned while in the very initial days, so there was a certification like emergency services. So I actually mentioned that because that was something that was valuable, and was something obviously not related to my field, but was related to my co-curricular fields. So this was something I mentioned. And if you have taken some external course from, let's say, Coursera or EDX or something like that, you can actually and have took the certifications from there, so you can mention that. So this is the second thing that you can mention in the CV, in which you do not have any sort of work experience. So the third thing that you can actually work on is the interest and hobbies. I know that in my past videos I mentioned don't need to write hobbies, because that doesn't aren't usually related to the skills, or aren't usually related to the a major or the jobs you are applying to. For example, in the hobbies, I mean to say traveling, tourism or things like that. So but here you can actually mention that, but let me tell you how you can mention that. So for example, if you are applying for the job, there is this team working that they require you and they expect you from you. So you can actually mention that you are a good team worker, or you are very good in managing the people, or you working with the people. You like interacting with people, so things like that, meeting new people. So you can actually mention those sort of hobbies that might help the company somehow. Maybe they ask you in managing some events for the company or things like that. Hobbies, you can tackle that part accordingly. Your interest needs to be alienated and oriented towards the job or the scholarship that you are applying to. So for example, my interest can be, so if let's say my major is quantitative economics, I will say I love to do economic modeling, because in the modeling, obviously quantitative economics side, a big chunk of it is related to the modeling of the different models of the economic side. So if that's not my interest, then what I am doing in the major? So this is the first thing. So you need to work on your interest that's more oriented towards academic side, and that might be helping you and as well as the company. So please know that obviously you will have a lot of space. You do not have to mention a lot of things. You do not have work experience and everything. So don't forget to explain in one liner or two liners about the interest you have, or the things you have done, or the course you took based on that interest. Don't forget to comment on that, because you have plenty of space. You do not have anything else. And obviously the fourth thing you can actually mention is the education, your bachelor's education, your schooling, high school education, and your schooling education with the grades you mentioned. This is what you have to cover, and this is mainly the things you can actually mention in your CV when you do not have any sort of work experience. And sometimes people actually add references as well. I won't say there is something bad about adding references specifically in this sort of CV, but I don't still not recommend it. But if you want to add it, that will be fine as well, because you're adding a lot of stuff that usually when people have experiences, it's not recommended. Okay, so now on my side you can actually see the template of the CV. So don't follow the exact template. So for example, if you can actually write the name and all the details at the front, at the top in a one liner. Don't need to do it on the side. Professional summary is right afterwards. You mainly usually put some professional summary right below your name and the details, personal details, and followed by that you can actually add your education details. So after education you can add your skills and achievements, and afterwards you can actually add hobbies and interests. So this is all. You can also add another segment of the languages as well, if you know different languages. If you know English very well and you also know some other sort of like say international language or national language which is not your mother tongue, you can actually add the languages sector as well. The thing is, you can actually change these segments in like the order of this, but mainly add these segments. So education, professional summary first, education, then you can add skills and achievement, and then you can also add the fourth one, which is hobbies, and the languages if you have multiple languages. So this is what you have to follow. This is a general format. You can actually follow it, and that will be more than enough. Obviously CV usually limit it to one page, and in this in this case one page will be enough. So I hope you actually get an idea how to write a good CV when you do not have any work experience. So if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, do subscribe the channel. I will come up with other videos as well with other tips that you can actually follow, and I am sure that will be very helpful for you in your coming days. So keep watching the videos and stay tuned. Till then, take care, have a good day, bye.